You're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. United States President Donald Trump has officially confirmed that he will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday, that is August 15, 2025 in Alaska. The high-stakes summit is being billed as a critical diplomatic effort to broker an end to the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, which has now entered its fourth year. In a post shared on Truth Social, Trump stated, "The highly anticipated meeting between myself and President of the United States of America and President Vladimir Putin of Russia will take place next Friday, August 15, 2025 in the great state of Alaska." Further details to follow, he further mentioned. This will mark Putin's first visit to the United States in a decade, his last being in 2015 for the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The announcement comes amid heightened urgency to find a resolution to the devastating conflict that began in February 2022 with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The war has resulted in tens of thousands of deaths and forced millions of Ukrainians to flee their homes. Despite international pressure and repeated calls for peace, both the sides remain firmly entrenched and previous attempts at negotiation have collapsed without significant progress. Just hours before the announcement, Donald Trump had told that he believed there was a shot at achieving peace through direct engagement with Putin. His administration has been laying the groundwork for weeks. Earlier this month, Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff visited Moscow for preliminary discussions with Russian officials. Witkoff had proposed a trilateral meeting involving Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, but the Kremlin declined to comment on that option, signaling reluctance to include Kyiv in initial talks. Although details remain scarce, Trump has hinted that any potential breakthrough may involve a controversial exchange of territories. Speaking during a recent meeting at the White House, he mentioned, "It's very complicated, but we are going to get some back and we are going to get some switched. There will be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both." Such an idea is likely to face intense resistance from Ukraine and its allies in Europe, who have repeatedly rejected any peace deal that legitimizes Russia's occupation of Ukrainian land. That includes not only Crimea annexed by Russia in 2014, but also the eastern regions which Russian forces have seized during the current war. Putin has made it clear that any settlement must include Ukrainian recognition of Russian sovereignty over those territories. He has also demanded a halt to the Western arms shipments to Ukraine and guarantees that the country will not pursue NATO membership, demands Ukraine has so far refused to consider. The choice of Alaska as the venue has stirred legal and logistical questions, particularly given Putin's standing arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes in Ukraine. While the United States of America does not recognize the authority of the ICC, Putin's international movements are tightly constrained due to the possibility of the arrest in ICC member nations. Alaska, located just across the Bering Strait from Russia, offers both symbolic proximity and legal insulation for the Russian leader. Previously, the Kremlin had considered neutral locations such as the UAE. But Donald Trump ultimately decided on Alaska, which is expected to draw less political scrutiny than a meeting in Washington or New York. The meeting follows a missed ceasefire deadline Trump had imposed on Russia, which expired without agreement. In response to continued Russian aggression, Donald Trump recently introduced steep new tariffs, including a 50% duty on Indian goods, in retaliation for India's purchases for Russian oil. Despite growing frustration with Moscow, Trump still presents himself as a potential peacemaker. However, his approach remains divisive. Critics argue that Donald Trump's fluctuating stance, including blaming Ukraine's NATO ambitions for provoking the war and previously expressing sympathy towards Putin, has undermined U.S. credibility. Earlier this year, Donald Trump had a heated exchange with Zelenskyy at the White House, reportedly shouting, "Putin went through a hell a lot with me," in defense of his diplomacy. As the August 15 summit nears, the world's eyes will be on Alaska. Whether this unprecedented meeting will produce a genuine step towards peace or merely serve as political theater remains to be seen. That's all for now. Stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.